Hello and welcome to the first episode of the CUQ-Cast. My name is Isaac Greenwich. Who's with me here today?
I guess I am.
Who the fuck are you?
This is the worst way to start. We have the most professional intro ever, and you fuck it immediately.
I'm Luke, and I don't know what I'm doing ever.
Wow. I'm Ben, but some of you people know me on the internet by a different name, which is Magnus probably.
And of course, as I said before, I'm recovering Jankomatic Isaac Greenwich.
Wow, that's one hell of a way to introduce
Recovering
yourself.
what?
That's just all I wrote. That's all the word document heard. Fourth Commissar to the Kaiser, Zune apologist, skull-shaped spoon.
Wait, is all you got is like different nicknames for yourself?
One of them's failed Rich Evans clone.
You're like the Cersei Lannister of like sex maneuvers.
What?
Yeah. Okay. Wait.
Cersei Lannister. Cersei Lannister is the Cersei Lannister
Wait,
of
not
sex
Cersei.
maneuvers.
Which one's the dragon fucker?
No, Daenerys
That's the
Targaryen.
one.
I don't watch Game of Thrones, so I'm out of the loop.
I don't either. I know popular memes.
I read the fucking books, pleb.
I did read like 2 of the books, and it's all flown the coop.
I think I read the
Don't
first
give a fuck.
12 pages of the
Yeah.
first book.
I don't blame you.
It's just it felt like Lord of the Rings.
Well,
but
see,
more fucker.
I can read Lord of the Rings beginning to
me
end
too.
easily.
Me too.
But for some reason, when it came to Game of Thrones, I just couldn't do it.
No, I don't blame you
Yeah.
because it's fucking. House Dondarrion with his field of black
Hey,
and
you
stars.
forgot to add the politics into the fucking.
That's where that's what happened.
You could have just said politics.
Yeah.
And like, we're going the whole thing. Yeah.
This is true. And then after all that, you get to chapter-long descriptions of meals. Lord Tyrion Lannister came down to breakfast and he broke his fast on fried bread, goose eggs, and most importantly, gelatin that had been solidified with Dornish peppers. Actual quote from the book.
Is it really?
No.
I was gonna say, like, I wouldn't know. Like, I'm not saying I didn't read the fucking book.
And then we ran the government with my dick.
Yeah, that's basically Robert Baratheon.
Yeah, we have legitimately no idea what we're doing. We were gifted a microphone, and we were given 3 weeks left of school now?
This week, next week, and then there's finals week.
That is terrifying.
Yep. So we don't have any topics. We don't have any idea what we're going to talk about. So, gentlemen, WrestleMania was yesterday.
Oh my
Okay,
God,
did
was it?
John Cena fight The Undertaker?
John Cena fought a bear, and then Triple H came out with his hammer, and he revealed himself to actually be Thor in disguise.
You could be lying right now, and you could. I would take everything that you just said at complete face value.
Exactly, because wrestling is insanity.
Wrestling is awesome.
But it is just amazing entertainment.
It's so good.
I haven't watched it in a couple years, but I have a buddy who goes to live matches every now and then. I didn't hear the outcome of anything from yesterday, so...
I was only ever, like, into the, Attitude Era?
Yeah.
So it's, like, 80s through 90s
Okay.
stuff. Yeah, I wish I was more up to date on it.
Wait, you mean like Andre the Giant and like Macho Man?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Take a bite down on a Slim Jim.
See, the Attitude Era was the 90s through like the mid-2000s,
Oh,
where
really?
everyone was dressing in dark leather and jorts.
Okay, so I'm getting my eras mixed up. Yeah, because that's like more when The Rock and stuff comes in, right?
Yeah.
The Rock,
And,
The Big Show...
Which is the one that's
Mankind.
like he's beautiful. He's like the most muted black man ever.
Booker T?
No, not but by muted I mean his skin tone. It's like weird because he looks white on the outset, but
Michael Jackson.
Fuck.
he's very much a black man, but I can't think of his name. What's his name?
None of us know wrestling that well.
Yeah. Rey
Initially, I thought you were-
Mysterio?
Not Rey Mysterio. Oh my
Kane?
God.
These are names that I know.
Ric Flair?
No, not Ric Flair. What's his name?
What's the Heartbreak Kids?
Bret Hart?
Bret Hart.
He has weird titties. What's his name?
Andre the Giant?
I didn't say big titties. I said weird titties.
Yes.
They're like cliffs.
Yes.
They do.
They slope.
They do this. No, yeah, but Andre the Giants are they slope because they're big, right? This guy, this beautiful black man, he has like these weird sloping titties that do like a 70-degree angle to the ground. I can't think of his name.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He's
Hulk Hogan.
No, oh my God. He was like John Cena's rival for the longest time. What's his name?
John Cena's rival for the longest time.
Yeah.
Nobody can rival John
Yeah,
Cena. He's
well,
Superman.
Yeah,
Like,
one
first off,
sees
no
him
one can
first.
see him.
so-
Yeah.
No one can see him. God, I'm glad that meme faded into the nether.
Oh no, it didn't.
It's gonna come back around.
Vine 2 is coming out this year at some point, I believe.
Yeah.
So just get ready for an endless stupid memes.
Were you boys ever on Vine?
Yes.
was
I never posted
unfortunate.
anything, but I was on it.
I was still a huge high school dweeb, so like it's
we were
probably
all.
out there. Yeah, that's true. I just remember like looking back at that time and being like, oh, why did I record this? Because like Vine, even though it's like dead, like you can still access them, right?
It's still on YouTube.
Yeah,
That's still-
everything was pretty much uploaded onto YouTube.
Yeah, but I mean,
and
like
Vine
your
stars
personal-
went to YouTube.
That's true.
Mhm.
So
That's why we have the Paulers. The God bless them.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jake and
Oh,
okay, I'm like the
yeah.
Paulers. What the fuck
Yeah.
is a Pauler?
Yeah, you never you never subscribed to the best fan name
No,
ever?
I didn't even get to watch the I See Dead People video.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I watched that in Jared's bathroom on New Year's. It's
What?
like, dude, you're never gonna guess what happened. that's so bad.
Logan Paul proving that you can build an empire out of jacking off to corpses.
That's what I'm saying. We need more of those.
Was
This
that
is a success
wait? Which
story.
Paul was it that did that?
That was Logan, right?
No, it was Paul Ryan.
Paul, yeah, it was Paul.
Ah, yes, Paul Ryan.
That was Paul Ryan.
Paul Ryan.
And now I can't link anything with Rudd.
Mike
And
Judd.
there you lost it.
It's just rhyming.
Yes, it's more than you've got.
That's true. Wait, which one's Mike Judd?
Mike Judd is Beavis and Butthead.
Okay, yeah. So
Oh, I was
King of the
thinking
Hill,
Judd
right?
Apatow.
Yeah, Silicon Valley.
Judd
And you could
Apatow.
link that with Judd
Yeah,
Apatow.
yeah, Judd Apatow is
Ah.
where I went.
Damn it.
It's unfortunate that Judd Apatow, as popular as he is just like.
That's the director of the 40-Year-Old Virgin, all that, right? Knocked Up.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, I've got a computer
He
next to
just
me.
does all of Seth Rogen's stuff.
Well, that's not true because Kevin Smith did Zack and Miri Make a Porno.
That's true.
and
That's true.
then him and Franco did like the This Is the End.
And then he did Trainwreck with
Mm.
Amy Schumer, which is the
Oh.
best film that I've ever seen.
What?
Amy Schumer is hilarious.
Like that new movie she's got coming out where she thinks she's thin or whatever.
Oh yeah,
Like,
I feel
that's
pretty.
so weirdly regressive to me. Oh yeah, ladies, if you're feeling a little fat, just fucking hit yourself.
I remember when I sent you the trailer to that over Skype. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure you were like,
it wasn't
Fresh
Skype,
Hell is-
it was Twitter.
it was Twitter.
All
the
I don't
blues are
have
just-
you friended on Skype.
That's fair. But all the blue things are just fading in. Like Facebook is becoming GroupMe, is becoming Twitter, is becoming
That's
Skype.
true. It's just
I just
becoming
use
one giant
Discord now.
ubiquitous
I used to
thing.
use GroupMe, but I was just like, I'll use Discord.
I forgot. Yeah, I should really invite you guys to the Discord. 'Cause-
Please.
Yeah, because
The Discord.
the Discord, the
The
boys
Discord.
The
Yeah.
Magna Cord.
The Magna Cord. No, it's do you know
Magna Cord.
Cynical Cipher? Shout out Justin.
I know the name because I've watched your like
Yes.
Oscar videos.
Yeah,
and-
he's a cool dude. It was originally his, but then we co-opted it with me and all the other YouTube folks.
Well, if you want a Twitch streamer, I
Yeah.
can.
we'll be the new Channel Awesome. Channel Awesome 2 coming to a rapist near you.
Oh God.
That's
Here at
terrible.
Channel Awesome, we like to fuck our producers right up the ass.
Yeah.
With a cactus.
With the cactus. Mike Machad's spiny penis.
I feel like I'd known details about that for years, must have been, and then the document came out and everyone flipped shit.
I don't know. I feel like that because whenever someone announces a movie sequel, they do it like 10 years in advance.
Mhm.
And then, like, 3 years before it happens, we're like, did you hear about the sequel? Like, yeah, a decade ago. Where have you been?
See, the only thing I knew about was the Spoonie shit on Twitter. Like,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that was
Spoonie shit on
strange.
Twitter.
Yeah, he didn't get fired from it, but people distanced himself from it. He was talking to another Channel Awesome member, and he was like, "I'd like to take you into
My
dungeon
basement.
and love you my way."
yeah.
And like,
Very
Cue
Buffalo
Frank
Bill.
Sinatra.
yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing. No one gave a shit for like 2 months or whatever, and then someone brought it back up. So
Well, the management didn't give a shit, you
But
know?
yeah, no
How
one
long
gave a
ago did they
shit.
bring it up again?
Oh,
'Cause was it around the time Me Too started sparking?
no, God, no.
No?
This is like 2010.
Okay, so that was a
2011 -ish.
while.
Yeah,
It was like
Yeah.
a decade ago.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Well, no, yeah, you're right, because Lupa left in 15.
Right. I feel like I saw 2 of her things and then I never saw her again. Like the only thing I see her referenced in is all the Channel Awesome bullshit.
Well, I mean, that's the thing that they quoted was that they were pushing Doug's shit, they were pushing Lewis's shit, and they were basically leaving smaller channels behind.
Yeah.
You know, they had them like B-card. You know, they had them. Yeah.
It's weird too cuz like there's some Channel Awesome people that like just don't even upload anymore that I liked. And then there's maybe 2 that are ex-Channel Awesomers that I still watch, which is like Rap Critic and Kyle Calgren. I can't think of anyone else because I certainly don't watch Doug Walker.
Not anymore, no.
Because like, when did he start just doing skits? I didn't realize that that's his new shtick now, and I hate that.
When he came back, like, so he did demo reel for like a month.
Oh god.
Does anybody remember? Did you guys watch demo reel?
Yeah.
I was never a huge Channel Awesome guy to begin with.
We'll have to
so-
do a CUQ-Cast watches demo reel.
It's real bad. It's like
We'll do a video podcast for it.
Ooh, there we
So-
go.
He did a Kickstarter for like his shitty idea for a show. It was maybe like camcorder quality. It was so bad.
Camcorder quality.
They were probably literally filming on camcorders.
They were probably because I read somewhere like because it was like $70,000 that he raised, and they got like a warehouse and everything to film at. They didn't fucking soundproof it.
What?
It's just this echoey mess. So they ended up filming all their stuff in like the break room of this giant warehouse they were renting out.
That's
And they do a bunch of behind the scenes videos, and it's just like, yeah, this is our giant warehouse. Here's our arsenal that our prop guy put together. Here's the set from the game show that we never did, and here's the set from the game show that we did 5 episodes of. It's pretty great.
It's just all around Channel Awesome. Like in my mind, it was so much bigger than it was, and it's just it fell so hard.
Did you want to be? Well, did you guys ever want to be reviewers when you were kids?
reviewers,
Yeah.
like of like toys or games or movies or what?
Like Doug Walker. Did you ever? I wanted to be like Doug Walker.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to be Mr. Funny Man, but then I was like, I knew I wasn't funny enough to do that. But then now I think I am, though.
I was gonna say, good thing you're on a comedy podcast, a comedy podcast,
A comedy podcast.
a comedy podcast.
Stop trying to upstage me, dog.
That's what we need as a soundboard.
That's what I was just thinking, yeah. Or whatever is the toilet swirling.
Ben's hot take of the week.
We need Mesh to edit this podcast.
Mesh.
He's
Ben's boyfriend.
Big boy. Yeah, he's my boyfriend.
Oh,
From Kentucky.
okay.
He's the vaporwave dude.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
He's the guy that takes Avon commercials and smashes them together with like what Mr. Clean ads and shit.
It was like it's like that. There's a good few explosions in there. The tunneling into the deep subconscious. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Fun stuff.
Yeah. All I know is that it sounds perfectly fine and normal on the first bar, and then you immediately hear something exploding, and then Street Fighter noises.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
That sounds like the whole of like, I don't know, cartoons these days.
That's true.
Oh my god.
What is vaporwave if not cartoon in audio format?
What is Vaporwave if not Steven Universe?
Oh my god.
Oh,
Steven
now you make me
Universe.
not want to listen to Vaporwave
Yeah.
anymore.
I fucking love Steven
You like
Universe.
Steven
Steven Universe is amazing.
The songs.
The music in that show. I've been listening to it for like 3 weeks straight for some fucking reason.
What?
It's
Yeah.
so good.
Okay,
I
like,
learned
okay.
a couple of them on guitar. Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I can't play an instrument.
I
I can dabble on piano, and I used to play trumpet, but other than that,
I watched like 2 episodes because this really artsy guy in my college before this one showed me, and I was hating every minute of it because he basically. Do you ever have that happen? Like you meet someone and they're like kind of associates,
Yes.
but they're the ones that track you down.
Oh yeah.
This dude followed me to my car and literally put his foot in the door so like I couldn't leave.
oh, that's
Yeah.
when I'm like,
Yeah.
fucking leave, bro. Like,
So this dude likes Steven Universe. Then.
Oh yeah, I loved it.
sounds like a normal human being.
That's probably
Higher
why,
functioning.
Yeah, that's probably why you don't like it.
Your
yeah,
IQ just
probably
isn't
not.
high enough.
Yeah, that's right. my puny brain can't handle it. What is it? They're gems?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
they're
Well,
gems.
They're crystal
This
gems.
little fat fuck that can't do anything.
Yes, and that's why it appeals to Luke and I.
Hey!
Luke and I were watching Phantom Thread, and you made the revelation to me that you're like, too bad I'm fat, and you're like, I'm not fat. I'm like, I said to you, you're not fat, and
I'm fat.
now ever since that, it took someone else to call themselves fat for me to realize, wait. What? I've been scammed here? And even then, you're not that fat. So.
Oh no, I've got a couple of friends who are bigger than I am.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I graduated with a dude that was like so big, like he barely touched a window and it broke.
Wow.
Like it shattered. Like so it was. I mean, he was an angry dude to begin
Yeah.
with, but
Okay.
yeah.
I used to be Fatty McFatterkins, and then I started going to the gym.
Yeah, I keep telling myself like, okay, today you're gonna just jog for 10 minutes. That's all I need to do. I haven't gotten outside to even bother yet.
No, go ahead.
This May, I'm buying another gym membership. I'm biking everywhere.
Oh hell yeah!
I'm getting back into it.
Yeah, have you gone to the gym here?
No.
The
It's
rec?
so bad. Yeah, the rec center.
Yes.
It's great because it's like watching the human farm collide.
is.
You get all these chicks that are like so dolled up in makeup that it's like impossible for them to like work out hard because it would just
Smear the makeup.
Yeah. And then you're getting these guys that are like, oh man, let me show you how to lift that correctly.
Oh yeah, brother.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, well that'd be the cool guy. We need why do we get rid of Speedos? Speedos and singlets in the workout. area?
Banana hammocks.
That's what I'm saying. Well, we have 15 million hammocks around here. I swear. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Oh, like out
yeah.
by the fountain?
Yeah, always.
What's that way?
Yeah, for people that don't realize, or for people that don't know, Western, for whatever reason, there's a hammock every 10 fucking feet.
Oh, but
That's because Western
I
Michigan is
envy
great.
those people.
I do too.
I like walk around, like especially when it's like 70 degrees out, like it's gonna be this Friday, and like they're just all there reading a book or watching something on their phone. I'm like, I hate you.
My dad strolled through here and he was amazed by that. He was like, "Why? And I'm like, you got me."
On that note, let's take a word from our sponsor. This episode of the CUQ-Cast is brought to you by Western Michigan University. Western Michigan University. Go gold. You won't really get an education, but you'll think you have one.
Are we gold?
Yeah, we're like.
I thought we were like brown and.
It's like
Yes.
brown and like mustard yellow.
Yes.
Yeah, or
Which
more like honey mustard.
It's marigold.
Is that an actual color? In
Yes.
the color spectrum?
It's
Have you
also
not
the name
eaten
of
your
a.
Crayola today?
Oh my god, did you ever eat crayons?
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
Hell yeah,
I
dude.
was a healthy child. I may have consumed too much television, but I
Oh my
wasn't
God,
eating
dude,
Play-Doh or
Did
crayons.
you ever eat glue?
No.
Oh damn. I'm the only one.
I've smelt it like directly,
Yeah.
so I guess I was huffing glue as a child. But
Cause, like, did you boys ever watch Shoe Nice?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't-
Okay.
I don't think so.
Shoe Nice. One of his many talents, aside from being an insane person, is they just eat anything. And glue apparently is just non-toxic because kids have to be around it so often. So you
Yeah.
can just take a big old glob and you'll be fine.
That's
Well, I mean, it's
so
made out of
fucked
cow
up.
hooves.
Yeah, what's up?
It's made out of cow hooves. That's
Out of
why there's a
That's
cow in
right.
the
That's
bottle.
right. Of course. Yeah.
I thought it was horse. Is it cow?
Both.
Both.
Yeah. I mean, we wouldn't want to leave anyone out in
Yeah.
this inclusive society.
Why do you think we send the furries there?
Oh my god.
Only some of them.
I've only seen one furry in real life, two furries in real life, and they were both at a screening of what's the
Zootopia?
Yeah, that's the one.
the one that made everybody want to fuck a rabbit.
Yeah, that's right. Oh my god, have you seen Rule 34 of Judy Hopps?
No.
It's so
I don't
detailed.
actively go out of my way to look for Rule 34.
Well, what's wrong with you?
Have you boys read the Zootopia fan comic I Will Survive?
No.
Wait, what?
There's
It
a
is-
Zootopia fan comic?
There's a
That
Zootopia
doesn't
fan
surprise
comic.
That doesn't surprise me
No.
at all. Yeah.
It is weirdly well drawn, but it is about Judy Hopps and her husband, Nick.
Yeah, the fox.
Yeah,
one, yeah.
the
Are
foxy
they
one.
married?
Maybe.
In this highly detailed and very realistic novel, yes.
Now I want you to guess, what is the theme of this? What do they deal with in this?
I want
It's
to
called
say,
I Will Survive.
Mhm.
I'm guessing it's discrimination about being a mixed race couple.
No.
Wow. I was kind of going along the same lines, but now I'm just going to go the opposite route. Hard fucking.
Sort of. It's about abortion.
Oh my god!
Yeah!
Okay.
We're in it now.
Wait, is it like a 4-panel comic or what?
It is like 20 pages long.
Is it like actually written?
Yes.
Okay.
I will pull this up.
Okay.
It is actually immaculately drawn, but it is about Judy Hopps not wanting to have a child because it would endanger her career.
Oh my god.
I know.
Wait, a weird, freakish hybrid fox bunny?
They addressed that, and
Okay.
apparently,
Disney magic.
yes, essentially.
Well, does the fox genes get phased out in favor of the bunny, or vice versa?
I would think the fox would take over the bunny.
Probably.
Is that because?
But then again, rabbits breed like.
that's the
woo.
thing.
So-
That's the thing.
God forbid that you have triplets.
Oh my
Then the fox was.
It's, that entire premise is just a lost paddle waiting to be slapped on it.
I guess what you could do is, if you're gonna go by the route of like gene signal, like because they're kind of at odds, we can make Predator, but then like the one that breeds all the fucking
yeah,
time,
that's true.
like
Weapon
half
surpass Metal Gear.
half of the what would you call a pack of baby fox bunnies?
A murder.
A murder. Half of the murder
Half of the
would be like
Half of the
like
murder.
would be like overly rabbit. The other half would be like overly fox.
Look at
Like,
this shit.
Whoa.
That is one paw that's
Oh
been drawn.
god, I think I've seen this.
Sweet cheese. What a catchphrase.
For our audio listeners, I have just shown Ben and Luke the first page of I Will Survive. We'll, of course, leave links to the comic and the doobly-doo. But
I'm just imagining my mom seeing on the pregnancy strip, sweet cheese.
Jeez.
Oh my god, I did not see this. I have seen a lot of Zootopia comics for whatever reason.
It's because you're a freak.
It's true. It's because I'm disgusting and I like to go on 4chan now and again.
I used to.
Yeah.
And then I was just bored by it. It was like, oh look.
It does devolve into the same conversation after a while.
Yeah, so like every once in a while they're like, guys, we caught a terrorist. and then the rest of it is we said someone was a terrorist and we were wrong.
Well, it's like, did you ever follow the "He Will Not Divide Us" thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Holy
I was
shit.
on the boards that day for the flag one. It was awesome. I had a trigonometry book from high school, so I was helping out. I didn't end up cracking it, but I was like helping because I forget what the exact thing was, because they found a star map of of where the camera was pointed.
Jesus.
And if you found the correct angle, you were good to go. You could get it down within like maybe like a mile radius of like where the flag would be.
Who says millennials are lazy?
Yeah.
That's the thing. We're only
It's not-
motivated for very obscure and weird
Millennials
things.
aren't that. It's the Gen Z, whatever that comes after us, that is just like, let's eat Tide Pods and snort condoms.
Are you telling me that you've never eaten a Tide Pod or snorted a condom?
I have
every
not.
Once
I
in a while?
mean, if anyone in this room is gonna have to would have previously eaten a Tide Pod, it would have been you, Ben.
Yeah, I would have been dead.
Yeah.
Listeners, let me tell you about this story.
Oh god. I know
Story
exactly,
time.
I know exactly where it's going to.
This is Isaac's story hour, where we recount some of the greatest moments
This is
from
not
Isaac's
a-
life.
Add
Not
like
a
a
good
crackling fire sound in the background.
This is not a good moment for my life, but go ahead.
I mean, if you don't want
No,
to
do it. Do it. I'm not ashamed.
Okay.
I'm not afraid of what's coming.
So Ben and I, we have together, and
Hey, I'm in there too.
yes, but you weren't there that day.
Oh, was this the day I was gone?
Yes, one of many.
I skipped twice, sir.
Oh, I beg to fucking
It was
differ.
twice. One time,
Gentlemen,
one time was when he was teaching because I ran into you and we were like, okay, yeah, no, fuck that. And the other time I just
Probably
said,
shouldn't mention.
Whatever. I don't care.
well, are we gonna put this on the school website?
I mean, we definitely mentioned Western Michigan University.
That's so true.
Fuck.
We can bleep the names.
Yeah, we'll bleep the names.
We'll
That's
bleep-
cool. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Wait, what's our bleep noise?
Wait, we gotta have like.
Well, we need an extended one.
Yeah,
No,
we need an isolated like 5 seconds of that for names.
I can try.
We'll have to put that in at the end.
It's Is that enough?
Oh
For...
my god.
It was like the most annoying sound in the world. I'm sorry.
Welcome to the recast.
yeah.
Anyway, premise is we're both in this class.
Yes.
Well, all three of us are. But this fucko's missing.
This fucko being Luke.
Yes.
Oh, fuck you guys.
Anytime, anywhere, honey.
Oh,
Anyway,
God.
so Ben and I are sitting next to each other, and he takes out this giant flask,
Yeah.
probably 64 ounces. Did you
I
say?
think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and he starts-
It's still got a bit in it still from that day.
And
he
what was
starts-
it filled with?
It was filled with like 75% water, like 25% vodka.
Of course, at the beginning of the hour, I didn't know this.
Yeah.
And so Ben said, "Don't worry, it's just water." And then,
was very
maybe an hour and a half into the class, Ben takes out this little tinfoil packet and says, "Well, time for dinner." Proceeds to unwrap it, and there are about 3 horse pills, a couple of birth control pills.
Oh, you've got me.
He told me that he took his hand, just scooped pills out of his cabinet like Winnie the Pooh and honey, and then put it into this foam packet and proceeds to down it with water. He then turns to me, red-faced, flushed, and says, "Isaac, I may have been like 25% lying." And I was like, "Ben, what the fuck are you talking about?" "Well, you know how I told you that this was water?" "Yeah. I was only 75% lying." "Ben, what's the other 25%? Vodka."
I like your impression of me. Is that what it sounds like?
A little bit.
Really?
I try to.
I think you went too deep.
I did
That's
go too.
true.
Yeah.
I just try to differentiate the voices. Like whenever I do my dad, it's just.
But point is,
I'm not a crook.
point is, my sister moved out, and there are still pills in her drawer.
That's like that's the
Whatever.
point of the conversation.
I love you, Angel.
Do you have a pet name for your sister?
No, okay. So her name is Allison Noggle. I don't care if anyone searches that out. But she crosses letters out of her name and it becomes Angel.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Or if she adds the E in at the end, she's Angle.
So if she ever gets superpowers, she's already got a name picked
She's
out.
got a great name. It's just Angel without the E.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle. Oh boy, but yeah.
My point being, if anyone's going to eat a Tide Pod in this room, it's probably going to be Ben.
It probably would be me. I did snort a condom. That part's definitely
You
not.
did?
Yeah, that was like middle school.
But like, why? I knew it was a trend a couple years. Well, that's more than a couple years. So
Yeah.
that's like over a decade
That's like a
ago.
decade, yeah.
Shit, wow.
I know people were doing it before, and that was our generation.
Mm-hmm.
But people, when it came up again, I was just like, maybe I was wrong. I don't know.
Well, did you guys ever do like the choking thing?
No.
Or it's not
choke me, daddy?
Choking. Choke me, daddy. It's not like choking. It's what's it? It's like what you do is you'd bend over and you'd breathe in and out and breathe in and out and breathe in and out.
So you
like,
hyperventilate yourself.
hyperventilate, and then what you do is you whip your head up really quick, and then you have someone behind you to catch you because you pass out.
My bro. Okay, so I live in a patch of woods.
Yeah.
And when my brother was probably a freshman in high school,
Yeah.
this is my older brother, so he had a bonfire out in the back with a bunch of friends, and they had like a trunk just sitting there by the fire, and one of his buddies did that while standing on top of the trunk, but when he came up, nobody was there to catch him, so he went woof right into the fire.
Oh my god. Yeah, so he's dead now? is
No,
what you're
no,
saying?
he's fine. Although
He was reborn in
yeah,
fire and
yeah,
salt.
he's a fucking phoenix.
You remember Honest Hearts from Fallout New Vegas?
Yeah.
He's the Birdman now.
Oh my god. Wait, that's the one where they go to Sierra Madre, right?
That's the one with the Mormons.
Yeah, the
Book of Mormon?
casino, right? That's like the toxic cloud. You have now entered the toxic cloud.
No,
Oh wait,
that's Dead Money.
no. Yeah, that's like in Utah or whatever.
Yeah.
That's right.
The Birdman with all the bandages.
That's right. I was thinking of the
Dead Money.
Yeah, Dead Money with the ghoul. What's his name? No one cares.
Dean Domino.
Oh my god. I haven't played that game in so long.
I'm not a fan of the Fallout. I have the fourth one. I only have like 2 hours into it. Yeah. I'm so posh.
These commoners with their shooter.
But you know what? I'm
my
the same way with the unpopular opinion. I think Skyrim is kind of a shit game.
Hey, me too.
It is.
Yeah, so many people are like, best RPG ever made. I'm like, have you even played The Witcher 3?
Todd, what's his fuck?
Howard?
Is gonna bust into your room and be like, you want to graft this game to your skin?
Introducing new limited edition Skyrim skims. Get them now before we put them on sale at GameStop for $20.
Don't forget about the new port to the Game Boy Advance.
That's right.
That's
The N-Gage.
Yeah. Coming soon to the Commodore 64.
Coming soon to Orchid.
Coming soon to Punch Card.
It's a punch card. I'm just imagining like a company or
like a time out,
exactly.
like a time punch.
Yeah, exactly.
Just-
Every time you.
Like you do it, just go Fusroda. You're like, okay.
So that was one spell slot. Okay. Oh wait, no, they use mana.
Wait. Oh yeah, that's true. Mana is way overrated as a concept. Spell slots.
I
Is
mean,
where
it
it's
does.
at.
Do we all play D&D?
From time to time.
Oh, so we have all at least.
Yes, we
played.
all have experience.
So like, spell slots are the way to go if you're playing a tabletop game.
Yeah.
But I understand if you're building a world and you want to make mana a thing. That way, it's like it's like an energy, not just like I have a slot in my soul. It's like an energy that you have to expel. That makes sense to me.
Totally. And
Yeah.
it works better for faster games like World of Warcraft.
Yeah,
that's true.
I never played that really either.
Oh really?
Yeah,
I used
like-
to play like a ton for like 3 months, and then I stopped completely.
Once it had to be my 10th birthday probably.
Yeah.
My mom got like a big box set for it.
Oh, wow.
That was like, oh, you get like a month for free or whatever.
Right.
And so I installed it, and we realized that I think we were just out of dial-up at the time.
Ooh.
Not fast enough for World of Warcraft. So I spent like 2
Not
days
fast enough to
installing
spend,
it.
or send email.
Yeah, so we spent like 2 days downloading it and everything. I go to try to play it and I can't. That was a disappointing birthday.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
Just I don't know. Mana, like, this is so dumb. It's so stupid. Did you ever? Is it Shaman King?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I learned mana from. Unfortunately. And then I played World of Warcraft. I'm like, whoa, they borrowed that.
Not a new concept.
No, not
so
at all. One of my favorite like EPs is called Mana Pool. It's just a trap album, but it's all vaporwave stuff.
Jesus.
It's like if you keep me going, I'm just gonna keep talking about vaporwave.
No, you're good.
It's gonna be unfortunate.
Well, because vaporwave connects into everything. It's
That's
basically
true.
it's a microcosm of pop culture.
Well, to me, it's like if psychedelia continued into like the 1980s.
Oh, yeah.
basically. Yeah, and then just skipped over the 70s completely.
Yeah, it's psychedelia for the capitalist wasteland.
That's true. Yeah, I wouldn't have it any other way.
No, as futures go, this is pretty shit, but at least TV's okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's really been on the rise.
It's okay.
Like The Good Place is really good.
The Good Place is really good.
I don't know if you ever watched it,
I'm
but
trying to think of what is the good place.
The Good Place is about
it's like a group of people. Well, it's based around this girl named Eleanor, and she dies, and she wakes up in front of what's the name of the actor? He does the vodka commercials.
He's the main character in Cheers.
He's also the guy who replaced.
Benicio del Toro.
He also replaced Gil Grissom or whatever on CSI.
I know what you're
Dan.
talking about.
No, isn't
Dan?
not Michael Duncan? He's dead.
Wait, are you talking about the dude from like all of Michael Mann's movies? Like he's in Manhunter and whatnot?
No,
what?
Cheers. Fucking Cheers. Sam and Cheers.
Oh God, Ted Danson.
Ted
Yes.
Danson,
Yeah,
that's
thank you.
Like he plays like this dude behind the desk, and he's like, "You're dead. You're in the good place." And it turns out they're not in the good place. That's kind of revealed at the end of the first season, though.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Wait. Whoa.
You just spoiled the.
The concept is he's in the good place. What is the good place? I might have just
Well,
freaked
vague
out.
heaven.
It's like
Fake heaven,
it's supposed to be like heaven, but he's like, what does?
Non-denominational heaven.
Yeah, he's like nobody was quite right on the concept, so we just call it the good place.
I mean, yeah, like my mom was wondering about that because she's like she's pretty religious, and she's like, I hope like all these other religions go to heaven too. Like, they'll have the name wrong. I thought that was like at least a sweeter thought. It's better than you know, you filthy X.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah,
good
it's
on Mom.
what's his name? Dax Shepard's wife.
Was Dax Shepard the one that looks exactly like JD from Scrubs?
Yes,
Yeah.
except blonde.
His name is Zach Braff, and he's got a new show on ABC called Alex Inc.
His name is-
Not sponsored.
Like how you said his name is Zach Braff, like he's a victim.
His name was Bob.
Did I say was?
No, I think you said is.
Okay. It was...
But I heard was.
But yeah, Dax Shepard's incredibly talented wife. What is it? Kristen Bell.
Oh God,
Yeah.
that's her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, I didn't realize that.
She could do better.
Oh, she probably could.
What was Dax Shepard in last?
Chips.
Yes.
Wait, oh
Wait,
my
really?
God, that's right.
No way. Really?
He
Yeah.
directed it. Yeah.
He directed, produced, wrote.
Acted. Yeah,
He's the Tommy Wiseau of
yes.
chips.
Tommy Wiseau.
Tommy Wiseau of chips.
I know people like to watch that The Room or whatever. I
Yeah.
can't fucking
You
stand
can't get
it.
into it,
I
really?
cannot.
I'm trying to get my parents to watch it, but they don't want to for whatever reason. I couldn't really.
I was
figure
trying to
it
get
out.
my. I don't know if you can rent Phantom Thread yet or not, because you
Probably
can
not.
do the Shape of Water and the rest of the Oscar,
Mhm.
like the Darkest Hour and all that. And
Mm.
my mom was like, "I'm gonna have to try to watch." I was talking to her yesterday,
Yeah.
like yesterday morning, and she was like, "I'm gonna have to hunt that down and watch it." And then I called my dad last night, and he's like, "We're watching a movie. Just give me a couple minutes." So I'm like, "Oh, we must be watching the Phantom Thread. I can't
Yeah.
wait to hear what their their thoughts are on it." And then they got back with, "Yeah, we were watching The
Gazette?
Escape or whatever with Stallone and
Oh
Schwarzenegger."
my
And I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
That Oscar-nominated Marvel. Yeah.
Like you had like the chance to see a really good movie, and you went with a Stallone
Wait,
Schwarzenegger.
Isaac, have you seen Phantom Thread?
Not yet.
Oh God, okay, we're not going to talk about any
Yeah.
of it because it is real good.
I gotta watch The Shape of Water still. It's in my
Oh,
queue.
really?
Like I have it bought. I just
Yeah.
haven't yet.
It's good. Phantom
Needs more
Thread's
fish
better.
dick.
Really?
Yeah, Phantom Thread's, in my opinion, I thought Phantom Thread
Yeah.
was better.
Have you seen Darkest Hour yet?
Darkest Hour is dog shit. It's so
So
bad.
do you think Gary Oldman deserved that Oscar?
No.
Because my mom thought so.
No.
And I'm like,
I love Gary Oldman, but this is like the worst one that he could have won an Oscar for.
the makeup I think definitely deserved it.
Well, yeah, the
because-
makeup makes sense because
yeah.
he's in a fat suit and he's covered with like.
I mean
every
the
Oprah
Oscar
thing
they
ever.
won. Like
Yeah,
out of all the nominations,
for
I think
sure.
that one definitely deserved
That
it.
makes sense, but.
But I think didn't they also win costume, or did Phantom Thread actually win it?
Phantom Thread won.
Okay,
yeah.
because I'm like,
That
if
would've
Phantom
been
Thread didn't
unfortunate.
win it,
That would have
was-
been very unfortunate.
I was gonna say like the Oscars love period pieces, so it would just
Uh-huh.
be
period
a coin
and
flip.
period is
periods.
war.
Period
periods
war
general.
and drama. Period war drama about oppressed people. Yeah,
Yeah.
typically.
Just throw in like the Holocaust in general,
Yeah.
and you got
The pianist.
Oscar gold.
Did you guys actually watch this year's Oscars?
No, I didn't.
Okay, thank God. Yeah, it was very even like awards. Like it was kind of everything you'd
I didn't
expect.
even, did
to
you guys
win.
release an Oscar video this year?
Jared did. I have one in the archive that I just need to finish because I'm not a lazy fuck. I've got so much going on.
No, but
Just
Ben's hustling.
yeah.
For all the Magnus Prophecy fans out there, as someone who interacts with Ben on
A daily basis.
nearly daily
Nearly.
basis,
I mean, I think we talk to each other at least once a day, at least over
at
Twitter.
least, yeah, at
yeah,
least.
Ben is running himself ragged. He is getting what 2 hours of sleep, maybe.
Well, okay, fuck. That's an entirely new thing because
You went like 3 days without it.
yeah,
the
it ended
week.
up being 4.
Was it 4? It ended up being 4?
Yeah,
Jesus.
it ended up being 4. Did I talk to you during that period of time?
Yes, you did.
Okay, yeah, I thought so. Because it scared the shit out of me. Because I learned that Stephen Hawking died twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Twice.
Because I must have seen it in my dazed state and said Stephen Hawking was a beautiful human, R.I.P. on Twitter or whatever. And then I saw that I tweeted it like when I woke up after like my 2 days of sleep, and I was like, what?
Since when?
It was so freaky though, because by the 4th day, all you just see is like a bunch of colors and like dots everywhere. It's not fun. Don't do it. You gotta sleep.
Moral of the story being, we know that Criterion retrospectives come out slowly, but Ben suffers for his art because he's making something really amazing.
Thanks. You didn't have to say that.
No, you don't pay me.
That's true. That's true. I don't
I'm here of
know
my own volition.
yet.
No.
No,
No.
Deborah, no.
Speaking of funny voices, Venture Bros is coming back this year, boys.
Is it really?
I
Yes,
thought
it
was
is.
done.
No, in November she's
Really?
coming back
Why?
because did you not watch last season?
Much like Steven Universe, I watched all of like 2 episodes and quit out. Not because I hated it, but because I didn't have access to it.
Fair.
So yeah.
Okay,
But you
so
hated Steven Universe.
Oh, I reviled.
I should smack you.
I could probably give it another chance now. I'd probably be okay with it. But at the time, it was just this neck-bearded, mouth-breathing, Cro-Magnon, dipshit, no good, two-shoe, mongoloid fuck.
So
I
what's
couldn't
different
do
from
it.
now?
I was gonna say it's still that. It's just that now it's like we're gonna sing a song and cry for a minute.
Wait, what?
If I could begin to be, woo. It gets into some shit, man.
Yeah, it's true.
You want to know about like post-traumatic stress disorder after your mom dies? That's in there. You want to know about like being scorned by an ex-girlfriend and like being passed
Venture
over?
Brothers?
No,
Steven Universe.
Oh,
No, Venture Brothers is a whole different.
Yeah, I was gonna say that seemed more fun.
Venture Bros is really fun, but it does get into some really good character development.
It reminds me of not like 1-to-1, but it reminds me of Archer's kind of.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, like how Archer is.
I never got into
seeming-
Archer either.
Really?
I've seen a couple episodes just by being up and Adult Swim is
Yeah.
on, but I've never actively sought out watching it.
It's one of the most rewarding shows that I've ever
John
found.
Benjamin, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's John Benjamin.
Yeah,
It's one of the most rewarding shows that I've found if you keep on watching.
that's the thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because you see characters grow, you see a lot of like comeback jokes come back around, you see a lot of
Like
like
seasons later too.
yeah, it's actually and it's an animated show, which
Yeah.
means that you can't just dig a prop out of like storage. You have to
Actually
Redraw
draw.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, hope you saved the asset for it or something.
Yeah.
I watched Archer up to like what was it, Vice or whatever the
Oh,
special
yeah.
season was, and then it was like I must have just been busy in life, and then I stopped. It's a good show though. My sister fucking hates it for whatever reason.
Talk about pull details. Futurama doesn't do it. Like that's one that just like first episode they show Nibbler's shadow under the desk, and that's not a thing until season 4.
That's right. I
It's
forgot about
just like they pull. They had Bender shit bricks. Then the episode where he loses his ass plate, there's like an indent where a brick should be.
Yeah.
It's just bullshit like that. It's
Big brain, I'm winning again. Now I'm leaving for no reason.
I just think it's funny if you get like a ton of like I was gonna say it's we talked about this. I gotta stop using autistic as a descriptive, as a descriptive. But I mean it though, because it's like it's not the mean autistic. It's like savant. Like it's like the only
savant
thing.
syndrome,
Yeah, like
okay.
the only thing that you can pay attention. It's like so planned in advance that it's like it becomes autistic.
Well, I mean, that's our entire major. It's just memorizing Monty Python quotes and spitting them
That's
out at your
right.
professor. To...
Speaking of, next year Spamalot is coming to Miller.
I saw that. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. I've never seen it.
No?
No, I love the Holy Grail, but I've never seen Spam.
Holy Grail's not even my favorite.
Which one's your
I
favorite?
think Life of Brian might
Life
be
of
my
Brian's
favorite.
Great.
Yeah.
Brian's great.
That song at the end, woof.
Always look on the bright
Side of life. We'll save that for the Christmas album.
Yeah. Christmas album.
Magnus sings.
Magnus.
Magnus and Friends.
We need the mesh edit on that too.
Magnus Prophecy's Christmas Spectacular. We get like a shitty set of like a hearth.
Yeah.
And there's stockings and it says like Jared and Luke and Isaac and
Yeah.
Magnus. And of course yours is purple and it's like all decked out with like, I don't know, glitter or some shit.
Glitter's terrible. I hate glitter. Why would mine have glitter?
Because
What?
aesthetic.
Aesthetic.
Glitter is the opposite of aesthetic. There are things that people do in the vaporwave community that piss me off, okay? Glitter is one of them, okay? Glitter, emojis, and beer. Beer is like the most anti-vaporwave thing I can think of. And then emojis, it has to be like deep-fried memes. Otherwise, no thank you. Glitter, get right the fuck out.
Anyway, so we start off the special
Wait,
with you.
no, what's on my stocking?
It just says Magnus and it's purple. Like all the other ones are like red.
Does it glow?
Yeah, why not? We'll wrap it up in lights. Fuck it, we'll put glow sticks in
That's
there.
true, yeah. Oh my god, you ever drink glow stick?
Yes, actually, not on purpose, but I have, and
That's how we'll start off the special.
Nasty as shit.
Keep going with your shit. I'm sorry.
So you're in this overstuffed leather chair, you're in like the robe, and you got the slippers. You say, "Hello, viewers. Today we're going to celebrate Christ's birthday the only way I know how." You take out like a pipe and you start lighting that. You take a fucking cognac glass, you fill that up with ice, and then you just crack open like 4 glow sticks and pour them in there. Take a sip and say, "We're gonna be visited by some wacky characters tonight, so why don't you stay tuned?"
Yeah.
And the rest of it is him just like seizing on the ground.
It comes back from the actual like claymation story or whatever, and I'm flipping the fuck out on the ground.
Ba, 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 ba.
And Burl Ives has to take my place. I rip his corpse from the ground and like do the Lord's work.
That reminds me. So who do they get to host the Oscars?
That was the demon himself, Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Oh, fuck Kimmel.
I fucking hate. Do you know Emp Lemon, the YouTuber?
No.
He did a great video on why Jimmy Kimmel is such a scumbag. It's awesome because I've hated the guy for years, and this is from an avid Jimmy Fallon hater too. Like, I don't like him because Jimmy Fallon isn't that funny, but like at least Jimmy Fallon doesn't pretend to have like a moral compass. That's the thing about Jimmy Kimmel I hate. I can't stand.
He truly is the inferior Jimmy. There can be only one.
There can be only one. Yeah, that's true. I would rather take Jimmy Fallon combusting into flames from laughing because some dude stubbed his toe or some dumb shit like that over Jimmy Kimmel making a teary-eyed speech.
Oof.
Yeah, honestly. I'm getting too political.
No. I hate him for my own reason. It's not. I mean, he isn't funny to begin with.
He isn't.
But he's one of those people in, I'm gonna call it old media.
Yeah.
That
makes sense.
whenever someone from new media gets good, like positive attention,
Like us?
He becomes such a bitch about it.
yeah, he makes fun of them constantly and
Yeah.
what they're doing, and it's like it's where entertainment is going. You either adapt or you die out, and
Yeah.
I feel like he's gonna die out.
He's a blight on like modern American culture.
Uh-huh.
Like it sounds severe, but like he legitimately is like stagnating the old shit that everyone hates.
I'm sorry, people don't want to watch vaudeville anymore. I mean, I do. I fucking like vaudeville.
If this Trump fellow would stop banning the vaudeville. That's like all his show has become. It's like, wow, even though he's not the best president that we've ever had.
Not even remotely.
Maybe people don't like hearing the president get shit on every second of the day.
It's too much of an easy target.
Yeah,
It's like
it
kicking
really
a puppy.
is. It really is. And kicking puppies is honestly more fun than listening to Jimmy Kimmel.
Well, that was one good thing to come out of Hollywood raping everybody.
Oh my
was
God, what?
was that we didn't have to hear about Trump for like a month. It was all like, did you hear about Harvey Weinstein?
Can we do a hard cut after that?
Yeah. Like, I'm just saying, like for like 1 month, because this is
the sentiment. Yeah, but
like award shows and shit. Like they were all just like they're not focusing on Trump and what he's fucking doing.
Yeah.
It was like, look at all the assholes in this room tonight.
Right.
And like that. Like it was refreshing. Not the rape, but the outcome.
it sounded like there was an uptick to this.
Like it's a douche.
So bad.
But yeah, we're gonna do a hard cut after. That's the good thing about.
It's just real bad.
Oh my god.
I say shit like that sometimes.
That's fine. That's absolutely fine. It just totally caught me. I remember where I was when I heard about the Harvey Weinstein thing. I think I was right next to you.
You might have been.
Yeah, because we had the TV class, and that's when Matt Lauer.
That was when Matt Lauer,
Yeah.
because like the intro for our news thing was like him and what's her face?
Yeah, I don't know.
On the couch, just and like he put her hand right on her lap, and it was just,
ooh.
everyone was like, "Okay, we have to watch this like 12 times now." It's
just unfortunate.
Let's take another word from our sponsor. This episode of the CUQ-Cast is brought to you by Portly Wash Boy Fancy Laundry Paste. Portly Wash Boy Fancy Laundry Paste. When you need to eat and get clean. Portly Wash Boy Fancy Laundry Paste.
cleaned your system right out.
Wow, that's an old meme. Oh my gosh, it didn't hit until you just showed me that just now.
Thank you.
Wait, did you ever watch Homestar Runner?
Everybody.
No.
Oh boy, yeah.
When was that on?
That it wasn't ever on. It was just the internet.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like one of the early Flash cartoons on the internet. It
Do you remember
was awesome.
Trogdor?
What?
Trogdor.
No.
Really?
Oh man.
No, I was not only sheltered growing up,
I mean, I was too.
but like I grew up in the middle of fuck nowhere, so
fair.
internet was scarce.
That's fair.
And so I grew up watching, PBS Kids and all that nonsense. So Cyber Chase or whatever. And all
okay.
Yeah, that's what.
Oh
That's
my
my
God.
tier of television.
I don't know if did you guys ever watch Scooby Doo in the Cyber or whatever?
Oh God, yes.
I bought it on
That was
DVD.
fucking awesome. Yeah.
That's one of those movies that like Space Jam or whatever, where like everyone's like that fucking sucks, but our generation is like yes.
I just remember that coming out, and I was like so hyped for it for whatever reason. It was like, it was like I didn't even know the characters or anything. I was just like, holy fuck, this dude's blue.
Holy fuck, this dude's blue. Ben's review of Avatar 2009.
movie is shit too.
Yeah.
A little bit.
It's
Guys,
just
I can't
Jelly.
believe they waited to make the sequel until the fourth movie was written.
That's right.
It's
been-
fucking
It's
ridiculous.
almost
Has it been
a
9
decade.
years?
Yeah.
It's been 9 years.
I know,
He's
right?
planning on releasing 2 in 2020, but so far he's shown no evidence of production.
Well, they said that this year they're starting production on 2, right?
This year they're starting production?
I think so.
Oh my
Shooting side by
God.
side.
What?
Yeah.
So are they? I know that they have it scheduled out to like 7 or some ridiculous number.
Oh yeah, no, there's like a shit ton that they're planning for the series.
I just think
which I hope. I know it's not gonna flop because it's Avatar.
No, yeah,
And like so many people like the Dances with Wolves in Space, but
it's true. It's what it is.
yeah.
Sexy blue elf women.
Yeah. I made the fatal error of telling some girl at work when I was in high school that we should have ponytail sex, but she hadn't seen Avatar. What were you saying? Sorry.
No, a certain professor that his name I already mentioned, but I'm not going to mention again, so we don't have to go through and try to find every time I say a professor's name.
Sure.
Like to say that James Cameron's a feminist, and she used
Oh,
Avatar as an
yeah.
example. And I'm sorry, but no.
No.
I
No.
would say Terminator's a way better example.
Yeah,
of
well, she
that,
used that too, but
Terminator, Aliens.
she used Titanic and Avatar as other examples.
Titanic?
I know.
That was
The
perfect,
one,
thank you.
The one where the woman sees a dude and immediately drops everything for him. And
Question.
Yeah.
What's Rose's character?
what do you mean?
So Jack is
Just slapping
mischievous,
her
artistic.
hand on the window when she gets cummed in.
A non-French girl.
Like I say, slapping your hand in the window when you get cummed in. replace the I'm free or whatever. Replace that with a horror movie sting, and it becomes the funniest thing on the planet. Did you guys ever have the Titanic VHS?
Yes.
It was like
No.
this thick.
Yeah,
Like,
it was two
like
of 'em.
your hand thick.
I had the Pearl Harbor VHS.
Oh my God.
Which was several tapes.
Jeez.
Pearl Harbor. That's the best love letter to America's military
That's
right
what
there.
I say, yeah.
Ugh.
I remember watching that with my grandpa, and my grandpa was in the military, so I was like, whatever, I have to watch this.
Yeah.
but I remember even he was like, that's not right. And he's like a very laid back kind of guy, so I just didn't expect that. Even at like 7 years old, I was like, huh, okay.
Last time I saw it, I think it was my senior year in high school.
Oh yeah.
I was just in no, maybe it was my sophomore year. I took a bunch of history classes with
Sure.
the same professor
Yeah.
because he was awesome. Shout out to Mr. Van Loon. And we were watching Pearl Harbor. This is like I got away with a lot of shit in this class because I got along with him. He was a huge Lord of the Rings and Hobbit fan and all that, so we got
History
along.
professor is a Lord of the Rings fan?
Yeah.
What?
I know. He's also a French teacher.
No.
yeah.
Don't. Were you just taught by Tolkien?
I know, right? I wish that would fucking.
You gotta thank him for saving some pussy for the rest of us.
Yeah, when you got to Africa, he would just go, "This is the dark continent. This is where my father went on expeditions expedition where he found the diamond mines.
You went from cool to the rape of Africa immediately.
Do you know about the fucking land of Rude?
Yes, but well, because there's some big talk about the orcs being based on the black. Yes.
Well, there's just
really
there's
depends.
literal black people in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I know.
But they're all butt-fuck evil.
What were you saying? I'm sorry.
There's a lot because like his whole thing was that he hated trying to think of the word, like if you read the foreword by Tolkien he said none of it is what's the fucking word?
Parable?
Not parable, not allegory. Maybe it is allegory. Is it allegory?
Yeah.
He's like this. None of this is allegory. Don't even look into it as allegory. It's just a story. So like some people will pull that shit out, like, and you can easily about like the evil forces being like the mechanization of war and all that bullshit.
Sure.
But when you get into like, well, he saw the blacks as evil, I'm just kind of like, you're digging deep for that one.
I'm just doing it for the sake of comedy because Tolkien, of course, based it off of like, folklore, and even if you ever read the Song of Roland, all of the evil characters are described as having like midnight black skin or spines on their back, and they're all from like southern Spain. They're all Moors.
Southern Spain.
So Tolkien was just working with what he had.
He worked with Nordic folklore stuff, like with the Tale of Fafnir and everything.
Exactly.
Wait, what's the Elder Scrolls race? It's the Red something.
Redguard?
Redguard, yeah. Or was he just describing the Redguard?
A little bit.
The
Redguard have a little bit more pride, but I think their bonus is like a stamina buff, and it's like, yeah.
No idea. When it came to the races, I was like, the lizard can breathe underwater. Cool.
Yeah. Khajiit sells wares. Yeah.
Nord.
No. Did you just straight up go with Nord?
Yeah.
You
pleb. You plebeian fool.
You can't tell me that you don't want to be a fucking Viking. I want to be a Viking.
Did you, when you started that game, did you, I know that you went as Nord, but did you go up to the mountain like they do in the E3 demo or whatever, and then immediately do the Fusro Da thing?
No.
Oh, well, okay.
No, I don't even think I went up to the Greybeards for like a couple of dozen hours. I think I was just fucking around killing chickens.
I remember my mom got me that game out of a red box. That was back when Xbox was the thing.
Jesus, red box.
Yeah. Do you remember?
Those are still things, I think.
Yeah, they are because people are poor.
Yeah. I never see. I think I see one at a Walmart.
Yes.
And that's like the only place I ever see a red box.
Or outside of Walgreens.
Is there one outside of Walgreens?
Yeah.
There's several.
There's several outside of Walgreens. Do they all have the same selection, or?
Well, there's one that the drug dealer peddles at, and then there's one where the people are getting their movies.
There's also the parking lot where they all stand around and communicate about Redbox things.
That's right. Redbox culture, Redbox people, the Redbox people.
The Redbox religion. One day we will all be one with the box.
Jesus.
When the blockbuster comes.
When the Roblox comes.
When the Roblox. Roblox.
Okay, so I work at an unnamed trampoline park, we'll say, and there's.
We've already mentioned that we're in Kalamazoo.
Oh yeah, that's right. Whatever, fuck it, you can find it. But okay. I have to walk through all of the trampolines, right? And there's like a main floor, like a giant thing of trampolines, and there's these kids, and I heard one say, "Dude, what's your Roblox account?" And it was legit like the joke. It's the meme, and he responds, "Awesome Ninja 8905" or whatever it is. I'm like, that wasn't a meme. He took it. I don't know.
Oh God, Roblox.
I know, right? Did you ever play Roblox?
No, but
it's shitty Minecraft.
It's either someone who randomly auto hosts me on Twitch or one of my followers. Because sometimes I'm just like, do these people stream? I wonder, and I go and look to see if I can watch some people who watch me.
Yeah.
And one of them, like the last thing he played was Roblox, but it was so long ago that. Like, it's not even stored in, like, their video cache or anything, so it's just...
Damn. Okay. Jeez. Roblox. Roblox. Were you ever Minecraft boys?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I
I
still
have it installed
still
on my
are?
computer.
Yeah,
I haven't
interesting.
played it in like a month and a half.
See-
But before that one day I played it,
Yeah.
it was like 3 years.
I don't believe in guilty pleasures,
Mhm.
so like Minecraft in my book is still pretty okay.
Mhm.
But I understand why people quit.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I see it like Skyrim or Stardew Valley or something. If I want to shut my
Don't
brain-
shit on Stardew Valley.
No,
that game
Stardew-
is godly.
It's amazing. Don't get me
Stardew
wrong.
Valley is really cool.
I cannot wait for the new game he's making.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But what I'm saying is that if I want to like chill out, relax, and just do some shit,
Mhm.
if I just want to like listen to podcasts and keep my hands busy, it's Minecraft, Skyrim, or Stardew Valley.
Wait, say that again? Sorry?
Minecraft, Skyrim, Stardew Valley.
I thought you said you hated Skyrim.
I
don't-
like to do fun little playthrough. I'm like, okay, I'll play as an orc, and I can only use orc-made weapons that I personally made. I can only wear this type of armor. That way, you're just going through the whole game like, okay, I can't use magic or anything, so unless a quest requires it, and it just makes it like a tailored thing that I made.
Do you have the
It's-
PC one?
I have the PC, and then I bought it for PS4.
Oh, okay. So do you play with mods?
I do on PC.
Nowadays, that's like the only conceivable way for me to have fun on there.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Now, see, I see it like Potato Chips, or I see it like House Hunters, or what's the one with Chip and Joanna Gaines?
Oh God, I can't think of the name.
You know what
but
I'm
I know what
talking
you're talking about.
Is that
yeah,
the one?
yeah.
Wait, are we talking about house flipping shows?
Yeah. If I want to turn my brain off, if I just want to munch,
That show is a miracle. The house
Property
renovator
Brothers?
ones, whatever with the Gaines. Yeah,
Gaines.
they're done now though. They stopped. Which is
Didn't they get
unfortunate.
divorced or something?
I don't think they
No,
got
no,
divorced.
they
they
didn't get
just
divorced.
stopped because they're like, "Fuck, we have a family."
my family.
I don't. I mean,
Please,
my,
HGTV.
if I ever go home, my dad's usually got like the do-it-yourself network
Oh,
on
yeah,
or something.
of
So like
course.
Property Brothers will be on, and it's just there. It's
Property Brothers sounds really off-brand. I can't put my finger on it.
it's the one with the two twins.
They're clones.
They're they have a.
Like, you were almost gonna reaffirm HGTV.
They are clones.
they're just clones indeed. Did you know they have a third brother?
Yeah.
Dude looks emo as fuck in some of the
Really?
pictures.
Yeah, he came out wrong. He escaped the facility. He holds the T virus in his
He
veins.
got out of the tube early.
This one's not ripe. Put him in MCR.
That's all people are when they're when they're in the womb. They're just not ripe humans.
They're just not ripe. Oh
Oh
god.
my god! And we.
Wait,
I don't want to go down this road.
does that make fetuses green tomatoes?
Isaac, you're in the hospital, right?
Yeah.
You're next to your beautiful wife and/or chiseled man boy.
If he's next to a chiseled man boy, I don't think they're having a child.
No, with her surrogate.
Okay.
Come on.
She's pushing, she's shoving. you still see the beauty in her eyes, but you know that you'll never get the treasure trove down their back. Anyway, a big old green tomato slides out. Do you take a chomp out of it?
No. Have you not eaten green tomatoes before?
I've eaten green tomatoes before.
Yeah, you wash that shit,
Yeah.
you chop it up, put it in some flour, and then you fry it.
Would you take a quick bite?
No.
Well, isn't the point of it being green that it's not ripe yet? So wouldn't it come out red because it's ripe?
Yeah.
So if it came out as a red tomato,
Then yes.
Yeah.
well, then
Yeah, I would eat it like an apple. I would eat my tomato son like an
your
apple.
tomato son, your deformed tomato son.
Yes, we name him Ketchup.
It's too bad that you're gonna shit him out. He's gonna be all ash. Oh boy, that's so bad.
He's got a little lump on the side. That's his sister Cherry.
Oh my
Jesus.
You know what's terrible? I learned this like years after. My mom was going to be a twin, but she's like one of those freaks that like absorb the other twin. Yeah.
The eighth twin.
Yeah.
So
I
she's
know
like
that.
Highlander.
Yeah.
There
She
can be
basically
only
is.
one.
Yeah, and it was freaky because his name, because it was a he, was gonna be Jack, and she almost named me that, but she didn't know that his name was gonna be Jack until after I was born.
Oh.
So that's even creepier.
That
right?
would have been awkward.
Yeah. That's really weird.
Ben, what's your middle name?
What do you think my middle name is?
Lawrence.
Ulysses.
No, it starts with an A.
Adam.
No,
Aaron.
Apricot.
no.
Allison.
That's my sister.
Exactly. Your sister and you were what, like 8 years apart?
That fits with the family naming tree though, because my grandfather is Dean.
What?
His wife is Lucille, and my mom is Dina Lucille. No bullshit.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's like some 50s shit.
That is some 50s shit.
That's
if
some
I've
Leave
ever
It to
heard it.
Beaver shit.
No, my middle name's Andrew. It's so painful.
I don't know why Andrew never even popped in my name as an A
Yeah,
name.
yeah.
And popped in my
Such a-
name. Popped in my
So your
head.
initials are Ban?
It's so unfortunate. I'm so mad. We talk about this all the time. They could have given me an E. They could have given me an E.
Oh my
middle
god,
name.
that would have been awesome.
That would have been Ben permanently. It would have been awesome.
If only your middle name was Eucalyptus.
Eucalyptus. Oh god.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, I wanted to talk about the Oscars.
Oh,
that
40
was
minutes
that
ago.
was like probably a half hour
Yeah,
ago,
I was,
right?
I was trying to find a segue. So, gentlemen,
Yes.
I have a controversial yet brave pick for 2019's Oscar host.
I'd love to hear it.
Ricky
one-
Gervais.
Ooh, yes, he is indeed controversial and brave for what he says about the Christians.
Also Mel Gibson.
Also, Mel Gibson,
His Jew-hating beard. Yeah.
Kirk Cameron, and Ricky Gervais at the same time. But no, it can be the only Mr. Eric Andre.
I would kill for that.
That would be a
Yeah.
hell of an Oscar show.
He would be naked a good portion of the time.
He would present some of the awards himself.
Yeah.
Best on-screen dick, Winnie the Pooh.
Best ranch drink.
Legalize it.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Best, what was it? Black Scientologist?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Best use of Scientology in a movie. The Master.
Best use of Fruit Loops in a costume.
Best Morpheus impression. Morpheus, Dorpheus, Morpheus, Dorpheus. Orpheus.
Why Eric Andre? I mean, I'm not against it, but why Eric Andre?
It would just destroy it,
Yeah.
honestly.
That's true.
I think of the Oscars as like this big window pane with, gold little letters, and it's the most Christmassy, beautiful, kind of Times Square-y looking shit.
Yeah.
It's fucking what's that guy's name that did it's one dude that did the New Yorker and all the
Oh wait.
It's fucking romantic and
Yeah,
American
I
as
know
fuck.
exactly what you're talking about. That font from the New Yorker.
Not even that font, but the artist, the family dinner scene.
Yeah.
It's that.
Okay.
It is so. I don't want to call it wholesome, but it's
Sure.
so ingrained in our culture. And Eric Andre is a brick. He's a brick through that window.
Sounded like a classic American writer. Except you just subbed out Martin Luther King Jr. with Eric Andre.
Just call me, what is it, J.G. Wentworth?
That's right.
877 cash now.
Nope. I thought that's who wrote Casher in the Rye.
Just
my
J.G.
God.
Wentworth. I'm like, what? The cash now thing? Just
Fuck, who the fuck wrote Catcher in the Rye?
J.G. Wentworth.
I'm gonna look that up now because I can.
J.D. Sounder?
Yes!
Yeah.
Shit, I should know that. I watched BoJack.
Could you imagine a
Sounder.
Chowder episode in the guise of Catcher in the Rye?
The Chowder episode.
Chowder?
J.G. Wentworth is the dude that made Chowder, right?
No.
Is it Adventure Time? Who is that?
J.G. Wentworth is
Get
877 cash now.
What?
I
You
took
never
that
seen
from a
that
commercial.
ad?
No.
Call J.G. Wentworth 877 cash
Yeah.
now.
Okay, wait. I need to see who
I
I'm
have a
looking
structured settlement and I need cash now.
Yeah, it's like J.D. Quinzel or some shit.
Anyway, my bid for the Oscar hosts. Do you watch the Independent Film Awards?
Oh, I wasn't even close. It's C.H. Greenblatt.
John Mulaney and Nick Kroll for the past 2 years have hosted that together.
Okay.
they do a fantastic job.
Okay.
Kroll just pisses me off though.
Yeah, he looks like a little. I'm trying to think of the goblin, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that because he's Jewish?
No, he. To me, in my mind,
Because of his genes?
No, in my mind, he looks like his characters from that Netflix animation show.
Big mouth.
Big Mouth.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's how I see Nick Kroll when I hear his voice. Is the character's design from Big Mouth. Like that's what he reminds me of.
Similarly to Venture Bros and and Steven Universe, I watched 2 episodes and quit out.
Oh, Big Mouth?
Yeah.
The only reason I stuck with it was the Hormone Monsters because they were fucking hysterical.
Gotcha. Did you boys ever watch The League?
I watched
No.
some of it, yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
I thought it was okay.
It's a
the most-
sports thing, so I didn't care.
It was the most dude bro culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like if you took a sports bar and just huffed it. You put it in a bag and
The only dude bro culture I'm into, and I'd say that I'm thoroughly against it, is like going to the gym, and even that I loathe.
I wouldn't even call that dude bro. That's just
That's true. That's just being healthy, but it's all these idiots that are in it. I bet you all of the lifters on like the far end of the gym. I bet you they're watching The League, and I bet you they're loving it.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Either that or Blue Mountain State.
Blue Mountain State, hell yeah,
It's another one I didn't really watch.
or Brokeback Mountain.
I have seen that one.
It comes full circle.
Yeah, dog. You watch that what? Shape of Water? Yeah, dog. That was rad. That was really rad. What the fuck was up with that? Why is she fucking a fish? I don't know, dog.
know,
But man, that Guillermo del Toro, he knows his shit.
Finally got that director, son.
Yeah. Did you watch his speech? Yeah, it was fucking
Did you
heartwarming.
see him open that letter and look at the camera? Whoa, dog, that's wholesome.
Fucking my dude.
my dude bro went from dude bro to sort of mentally handicapped.
What's the difference?
Thank
Thank you.
Oh god, I don't know who I'd want to host the Oscars. Oh wait, I do know Norm Macdonald.
Ooh,
Oh.
damn, that's a
Macdonald
good
would be
pick.
Good one.
That could actually happen. Norm
I feel like
Macdonald's
that
got
could.
mainstream appeal.
He does. Except he says some very non-mainstream things,
Yeah.
which makes him even better.
Didn't he just have a stand-up special or something?
I think he did.
Last year.
Yeah,
Or-
I just love his show, or like his talk show or whatever.
He's got a talk show.
Yeah, it's like him and only one other person, and there's no studio audience, so they can get away with basically whatever.
So it's like Between Two Ferns, but with Norm Macdonald.
Kind of. The other person's like a regular. I forget his name though.
I was gonna say, it kind of sounds like Space Ghost.
A little bit like Space Ghost. Yeah, it's.
Norm Macdonald, the Space Ghost.
Norm Macdonald, because I forget what the other dude says, but Norm Macdonald says in retort, "What are you, retarded?" And then he's like, "I don't mean that. You're not retarded. You're a very smart guy." So, anyways, as I was saying, what are you, Downs? It's like, wow.
You have Downs.
Oh shit! Norm Macdonald is getting his own talk show.
Really?
Yeah,
Like
Netflix
a separate
is
one?
snatching up one. Norm Macdonald has signed on for 10 episodes of Norm Macdonald Has a Show. That's beautiful.
Is that what
So it's the
actually
Joel
called?
McHale show with Joel McHale, but with Norm Macdonald.
No,
my
because the
God.
Joel McHale show is just The View.
No, it's The Soup.
Yes, that's right. That was the one that he
The
did.
View is a bunch of bitches complaining around a table.
My
A
bad.
bunch of women.
A bunch of
Independent
liberated
women.
a bunch of bitches.
Wow. Double down on
How
that.
dare you speak that way about?
I don't know who's on The View. Let me Google it.
It was supposed to be the joke. Was furious googling.
Furious Googling for the woman on The View.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he always, in The Soup, he'd always reference The View, and I was like, I don't really care.
Well, did The Soup come before Tosh.0?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's so Tosh.0 was a ripoff of The Soup, and then Ridiculousness was a ripoff of Tosh.0.
Yeah.
And the Joel McHale show with Joel McHale is just The Soup again.
Well, The Soup and the Joel McHale show are both TV.
The Joel McHale show's not TV; it's Netflix.
No, it specifically riffs on TV. though.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
that's what.
okay.
And then Tosh.0 is, I think it's just the internet.
Yeah. Which is like it. I stopped watching those because now I'm just like, oh wait, the internet is a thing, and I'm not like 10 anymore.
Yeah.
And what's his name? Ray William Johnson was doing it.
What's up for him?
I'm going to cut in between all of these words.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm wearing glasses. Now I'm not. Look at me. I'm so wacky. This is my wall. I had my producers build it for me.
He basically just
Disappeared.
Yeah, he definitely.
I think he still produces
suicided.
content.
He does.
Yeah.
I don't know if he does videos,
Wait, I
but he's
think
like
he
a
does
motivational
vlogs.
speaker and
Yeah,
stuff.
or
Yeah.
something like that. Oh my god! Do you remember Your Favorite Martian?
Yeah,
Oh
of
my
course.
God.
Wait,
you
is that
remember
the one
Orphan
with?
Tears?
That's Ray William Johnson. That's his rap band.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. No, is it Marvin the Martian? That's got Christopher Lloyd. No, Is
My Favorite Martian.
it's My Favorite Martian.
Yeah. So not Your Favorite Martian.
Yeah, My Favorite Martian.
So
Yeah.
what you're saying is we reboot My Favorite Martian, but it's Ray William Johnson. Now the only thing I have, the only reservations I really have about this is Ray William Johnson's an actual Martian. That's a little bit like I don't know if he can play the role that wacky.
Well, I think if we need to be more inclusive of these of accurate portrayals.
This is very true.
Yeah.
But are we going to be able to put?
Exclusivity writer.
Are we going to be able to put suburban moms in the seats if Ray William Johnson is just on screen talking about the oppression of the Martian people? That's what we tried to do with
true.
John Carter, and nobody wanted to watch it, Ben! Why the fuck did John Carter fail? God damn it! People in this country don't know good comics anymore! Swear to God, I was supposed to get a fucking Tintin reboot!
Tintin is still getting
Sorry,
another
sure, the
movie.
person-
Sorry.
The person behind us must love us.
Tintin is getting another movie.
Oh, okay, I'm good then.
I didn't think that's what we'd be freaking out about.
Neither did I! We've been in here for like an hour.
Did you
my
like
God.
John Carter?
No.
I was
Fuck
gonna
no.
say.
I read it.
Did she give you like the meanest look on the planet?
No, she
she
didn't.
didn't even
I did apologize.
Isn't this
The
all
blonde dude
soundproof?
was like,
Wait, who?
the blonde dude was there.
Wait, oh, he's in there with her?
Yeah, there's two
Oh,
people
I didn't
in there.
even realize there was two people in there.
I don't know if they could hear us. I think they saw me like ran
Oh,
around.
okay.
Yeah, I'm like, isn't this all like
Well,
soundproof?
yeah, it's soundproof, but I know that sometimes you can hear other people. Well, then again, if you play music through like the Mac itself, you can hear it on the
Yeah.
other side. And I'm sure some person upstairs too must be flipping the fuck.
Film students, they know what they're getting
They
into.
don't know what they're doing.
Upstairs isn't film shit.
It isn't, but like they know that this entire building
Yeah,
is like film students.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of my classes are in
Isn't
this
it?
building.
Isn't upstairs the English department?
Yep.
Yeah,
A
mostly.
lot of it is.
Yeah.
Either that or comm.
Yeah, because what was it? What was the one that we had like cultural or media analysis or something like that last semester? It was the. Wait, no, it was you and me.
Yeah, it was
that class.
comm.
Yeah,
It
sorry.
wasn't
yeah.
communication ethics. It
I was
was
just thinking of that.
media studies or something like
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like all under the same branch.
that. Shout out to Professor Sandra Borden. You're amazing.
Yeah, she's cool.
Yeah, she's
I
great.
like her a lot.
What class was that?
Media something.
Something.
Yeah.
I know that it made me look at my brain's dying. It made me look at the actual subject differently, which was interesting. So.
I'll have to look into that because I'm pretty sure next year's my last year. Anyway.
Oh really?
Well-
That's right. I forgot that you're not graduating with me.
Yeah.
Us.
Oh yeah, that's right. You are graduating. That's right.
Are you moving back home after graduation, or are you staying around here?
So in the summer, I am going to move back to my town of blank. And then after that, I'm going to be coming back to Kazoo, where I will be living in a house with 9 people.
Oh my
Oh
god.
Jesus!
Okay.
Yeah.
And you live in the area anyway, right?
I do.
You
Unfortunately.
like 20 minutes away or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
I live in Portage, which is Kalamazoo's retarded stepsister. So
No, that's Matawan.
That's
Fuck you,
true.
Matawan.
I hate Matawan. Yeah, Matawan can go fuck itself. My mom works there, and it's like every time I go there, it's just a giant pothole. They don't fix their roads. Michigan's already notorious for that, but it's like,
Oh my
it's
god,
like
Michigan
so bad.
roads
Not to
are the fucking worst. Like on Facebook, some people actually got an event together to eat cereal out of potholes.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous.
See, I always took that as like one of those, what is it? Tell the bean it's looking nice today, or lick the bean, or flick the bean, or whatever.
What the
What?
fuck are you
Yeah, what are
talking
you
about?
Did you not see those?
No.
There were a bunch of Facebook groups going around, and it was like Naruto run through the bean in
Well,
Chicago.
I've seen
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no,
Just
not.
trying to see how that related.
like I've seen the shit where it's like what like, not well, there are some Naruto run stuff, but there's like yell like a Super Saiyan or
Yeah.
some
Yeah,
shit like
that's right.
just around like national monuments.
Shred your
and-
throat.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a reason why none of us are voice actors.
I was thinking about going into it for the longest
I don't
time.
feel like it'd be like there's some voice actors that just because they have a unique voice, like look at Josh Gad. He does not have more than one voice.
He does not.
Well, it's like same with H. John Benjamin, because every time that he gets hired, they're just like, "Oh, do your thing, do your thing. You got a good voice."
I mean, not everybody in the industry is Robin Williams.
Nobody can be Tom. Yeah, not everybody's Tom Kenny.
That's
true.
Tom Kenny, by the way, have you guys ever watched Mr. Show?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He is a comedic tour de force.
It's really funny. Yeah,
Yeah.
forgot that show was a thing.
Right?
Yeah,
There's a lot of things I forget.
because he's in there with who became Sandy Cheeks as well, right? That's his wife.
Really? I didn't know that much.
I thought I could be totally bullshitting right now.
Okay, see, I knew that Bob Odenkirk and David Cross were in there,
Yeah.
obviously, Jack
Yeah.
Black. You know, it's got a fuck ton of really funny people. I didn't know about that.
Yeah,
Jack Black.
I'm pretty sure that's the case. I could be wrong about that. They brought it back for a while, right? Mr.
They
Show?
kind of.
And it
it
was
was.
kind of shitty.
Well, I mean, it was with Bob and David.
Yeah.
Which was like. Faster.
Okay. Oh, really?
Faster and less dark.
Okay. Well, then I don't want to watch it.
Right.
That's the whole point.
Guys, don't forget to evaluate your professors online.
I've never done that once.
I did for our. Oh, were you in my actual for the Com 1000? Were you in the actual same classroom?
Yeah, we were in the same classroom.
That professor who was horrible.
Oh gosh.
I
Yeah.
gave her a scathing
I don't
review.
know what her name is, but she was almost like worse than TA level, but she was like actual teacher.
Oof.
It was real bad.
I think last semester, I was forced to give one of my professors, unnamed professor, an evaluation because she sat us all down, and
we've had professors because were we all in that class or was it just two of us? We went over like the fucking like the laws about burning the flag and all that. I can't.
That was a good
yeah.
one.
Was that all three of us?
That was all three of us.
Okay, so like
Yeah.
in that class we were sat down and given an evaluation
That's
sheet.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd much rather do it like that. Yeah,
That-
because then I'll be like, all right, well, I'll give you my sincere criticism. If I have to go out of my way to do it, I just won't.
Also, he was a really good
was
professor.
really
Oh god, he was awesome.
Yeah.
Does anybody remember his name?
No, but I see him on campus all the time, and he always says hi to me.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he's so cool.
I don't know if it's like he recognizes me or if he actually just like he's like, oh, it's him.
He's got
like-
a mustache.
Yes.
He's cool. You only if you can pull off a mustache, that means you're cool. If you can't, pedophile.
I don't know. There's what's the guy who was just like sworn, who's like just nuke him in the Trump administration.
All of them?
Yeah.
No, like he just
speaking
became
of
like
easy
the
targets.
defense dude or whatever. He's got a mustache and it is
Jesse
immaculate.
Ventura.
he's got like an immaculate mustache, but he's a dick. Like,
Jesse Ventura.
Yeah.
No, it's not James Mattis. It's
Well,
John
Mad
R.
Dog.
yep, it's him.
Who?
John Bolton.
John Bolton's mustache is
Oh my
thick.
god.
That's a walrus.
That is.
But
impressive.
he like his solution to everything is like, why don't we just bomb him?
Just bomb it, dude.
Yeah, just bomb him.
What do we rely on other countries for?
Disgusting. Who needs them? Why do we even have them?
Just make him another state. And then Jesse Ventura can get on and he's, the deep state, brother, are coming for you.
I just pray for the days that Jesse Ventura comes back now, because he's like the only independent to like win government or whatever.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. This House Senate seat will turn you faggots into a sexual Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Just
That sounds like an Alex Jones rant.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
they're like synonymous.
you
Turning the frogs gay.
Yeah, Alex Jones is just Jesse Ventura in a fat suit.
Yeah, it's the ultimate.
Of course.
And then I started beating the man down with my gun. Because he looked at me with his funny crossed eye.
I better get an eye patch.
And I have my rights. So I saw his birth defect from maybe a mile away. And then I started bashing the butt of my gun into his crooked nose.
Well, you see, Senator, I noticed that the little girl had a limp, and her inferior genes would infect the frogs.
This is why we need to eliminate the poles from the gene pool.
Whoa!
There's nothing wrong with a racial cleansing as long as it's for the greater good.
Greater good.
That's awful.
It usually takes some podcasts like 5 episodes to get there.
No. Oh my God, there was a commercial that I saw. It's called Nugenics.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That just sounds wrong.
Mhm.
It's like a skincare thing, isn't it?
I thought it was testosterone.
All the same.
Yeah.
But like,
I think John Oliver talked about him last
really?
week, because this week was like not Planned Parenthood, but the opposite. It's like the CPC or something like that. It's
you got me.
you didn't watch the episode.
I'll watch John Oliver.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
He used to.
yeah, he became unfunny very quick to me.
But it's current year,
Yeah, I
Ben.
know. It's the current year. How can my argument be refuted?
In some ways, I do get that though.
Yeah,
Like,
I
there's some really
guess.
barbaric shit going on.
For sure. It's just it's funny that that's always the go-to.
Right.
It's 2014 or whatever that year was. He always screamed it every single time.
John Oliver?
Yeah.
I don't
That
recall.
was like his
Yeah.
meme.
It was John Oliver and Jim Sterling.
Wait, Jim Sterling's the video game guy, right?
He is the video game man.
Jimquisition, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I've
Wait,
never seen
what do
a
you mean the video? The video? What do you mean the video game guy?
I'm just saying that whenever Jim Sterling like talks about something that's ridiculous,
He
he
also
says,
says
yeah.
it's the current year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2015, it's 2016, it's 2017.
But regardless, both of them do make good points sometimes.
Sure.
Which one is
Sometimes.
Jim Sterling? I'm so fucking.
Jimquisition on YouTube.
I
I don't know. I've seen like an episode and thought it was
I'm
like all right.
That's not the guy who every time there's a school shooting, he's like, it's the video games.
No,
He's the
no,
opposite.
no.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
He's a sexual deviant.
Well, I heard about that. What happened with him?
Oh, nothing. It's just he likes to ponce around in like masks, and he's got like a. Do you remember the
He likes to live out eyes wide shut, but
kind of? He's just a weirdo, you know. Jim
I was
Sterling.
trying to think of that. I was trying to think of the term "eyes wide shut"
yeah,
yesterday or the day before that, and I just couldn't think
couldn't
of
do
it.
I hate doing that.
Do you boys remember the dildo bat from Saints Row the Third?
Yes.
Yes, Jim
I-
Sterling owns a real one.
Okay.
I think it was like a promotional material,
Yeah.
but you know.
Because I'm pretty sure that Inside Gaming Boys had that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
You can use it in.
Yeah, that
Jim
boy.
Sterling?
I don't know him. No,
That's fair.
He's pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
In both his.
I don't
YouTube
follow
channels.
popular media.
and yet we talk about
I
Funhouse.
was about to say, yeah, that seems pretty.
I feel like their popularity has dipped,
Oh yeah.
Probably.
like hardcore. Like
Uh,
when they first initially moved to Rooster Teeth, like they brought all their fans, and then Rooster Teeth people jumped in, but then like the people who were not like always watching them kind of faded out.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean that was me. I didn't know about Rooster Teeth until, or I didn't know about what is it, Funhouse until I was at Western.
Oh,
you know?
Oh really?
Yeah, that was 2016.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
2016.
watching them in high school, so
Wait.
as Inside Gaming.
Yeah, as Inside Gaming.
As
I was
Inside
gonna
Gaming.
say, yeah.
See, I'd probably seen them on Inside Gaming, and I kind of recognized them, but I
Mm-hmm.
remember my friend, she sent me this episode of a demo disc. I watch that.
Yeah, Inside Gaming was really fun because they'd see now we were talking about this earlier. They do have to pander sometimes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, because like what's it
corporate brand.
well, I'm just trying because they call Inside Gaming Inside Gaymen all the time. Now they can't do that anymore, basically.
Right.
It's unfortunate.
I mean, they've also like grown up. They're all like what 35,
Yeah,
36.
something
So
like
you
that.
know,
Bruce is like about to hit his 40s,
Yeah.
which is nuts to me.
mhm.
It's a creepy world.
Just think, soon will be Funhouse.
I don't think so. No.
That implies success.
No, we're not pretty enough to apply to Rooster Teeth. Have you ever noticed that? Like,
Oh yeah, it's all beautiful people.
it's all beautiful
Yeah.
people, and they push them all out front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what's John Reisinger or
Yeah.
whatever? Except he boils my blood for whatever reason whenever I see him.
Or Blaine Gibson, who's just fucking built like a goddamn Mack
yeah,
truck.
it's weird. He's like a.
I think we might have different standards of beauty because the slow mo guys, I would not consider them beautiful people.
That's true.
I
That's
don't know.
true.
Gavin's not bad. Have you
British.
British. He's
Gavin's
British.
got a British charm.
Have you
you're
seen
right.
those teeth?
But no, I would eat sushi off of Blaine's arms for days.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It was what's her name that did the no that always pissed me off too.
Ashley Johnson?
Is she the one that's fucking Bernie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's the one that's fucking ready. Yeah. I mean, they all are, but
No, Bernie's fucking them.
Oh yeah, that's right. But
I
yeah,
need another season of Red versus Blue!
Red versus Blue Balls.
I heard an echo.
Red Rocket. Red Rocket versus Blue Balls.
Jesus.
Whoa!
Oh boy.
Speaking of Rooster Teeth, you boys ever watch Ruibi?
No.
Oh god.
Oh,
no.
oh, Ruby?
Ruby was
Ruby.
Or as I like to call it, artist masturbate time.
Yeah, their animation stuff makes me want to also die.
I think I watched up to the point to like when the main animator or whatever died.
Oh, that's fair.
yeah, Monty or whatever
Yeah.
his name was. Yeah.
As someone who is wearing Ruby merch right now, I am obviously a fan.
I thought that was
I thought-
Overwatch.
I thought it was
Yeah.
Pogo.
Nope.
That's Ruby.
This is Ruby. I will.
That's not Diva.
No.
Divas isn't like a full-on rabbit.
What?
I'm pretty sure it's not.
What?
Look at the tag.
I believe you.
You don't have to strip. God damn.
As someone who, I've bought Ruby merch.
Oh shit.
I enjoy Ruby.
There you go.
Ruby's
I didn't
great,
know
but
that.
I'm willing to admit that show is really, really
Just
ugh.
bad.
Cringy.
Yes, it's very cringy, and then every time I watch it, I'm like, I'm a giant bearded man, and I'm watching a bunch of 16-year-olds jump around in mini skirts, and I should not be here.
Well,
I watch
yeah.
anime on a daily basis. I do not feel cringe for doing such things.
See, there's a difference between Yuri on Ice and Ruby.
That depends if you're watching Yuri on Ice, because on that one you had like they are adults,
Yeah.
and it's not jumping in the air. Well, there is jumping because they're on skates, but it's overwhelmingly homosexual undertones.
Yeah.
Throughout the entire thing.
Nothing.
They give you like a glimmer of like, oh, he grew up with that girl who runs the skate rink in his hometown, so maybe. But then she ended up with the bully, whatever.
And then in the first episode, it's just giant Russian man ass.
Yes, yes, it is.
I was running at the gym one day and watching that, and I looked down and I'm like watching it, and it comes to this part where they're in like the bathhouse,
Yeah.
and this dude bro's running beside me, and I look down and it's just big old pale
Cheeks,
ass.
yeah.
And I'm like, whoop! Better not watch this here.
Oh god, I've had moments like that before. I was watching Boogie Nights while I was
Oh god,
Jujutsu, I'm a star. I'm a big star.
No, I got
That's the end of this last scene of the movie.
Right, that's the only part that I'm like,
that know.
no. I recently just watched Boogie Nights.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
so did I.
No, I got to the first shoot with Amber.
Okay.
Where it's just like 15 close-ups of them shoving shit in. It's like, oh hell yeah, in public though. But what was I gonna say? Have you seen what is it?
A lot of leg room in here.
Not yeah, I know it's kind of terrible.
Mm.
It's like Toth or whatever, or the
Toph?
Nomad.
Her name is Tough because it sounds
No,
like tough.
No. I'm talking about it's a Rooster Teeth animation.
Oh, no,
Camp?
Nomad of Nowhere.
Yeah, it's a ripoff of The Last Airbender.
Yeah, it kind of is, isn't it?
It's so funny. Well, yeah, I don't know. I just thought like, whoop whoop, you're gonna get the license.
Copyright
hammer.
police.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. How long have we been talking?
I think it's been going on like almost 2 hours.
Yeah. We
An
should
hour and a
probably
half. We should probably close it out.
Yeah.
Honestly, this is a good trial run.
Yeah. So this was the Inceptional episode of the CUQ-Cast.
Inaugural.
Inaugural.
Yeah.
I was gonna say seminal. I don't know.
Seminal. That would make it a classic, which it is very
Yes.
much not because it is still ongoing.
It's gonna have a cult following.
Well, we're talking to our audience in the future, Ben.
That's true. Well, the audience in the future will look back at this and hopefully think, "Wow, they were so much worse then."
Remember when they weren't affiliated with Rooster Teeth?
Oh my god!
Back when Isaac was fat and Luke didn't have hair.
I have hair.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I mean, it's a lot shorter than usual, but
Man, once Luke shaved his head and Ben got that eye patch, everything went down from there. After the troubles. Crisis on Infinite Bends.
So they're gonna be looking back at this in the future, and they'll be like, okay, Isaac's fat. Luke has appropriately enough leukemia because it's funny. But I have leukemia hair. Oh, that's real bad.
Should we try to think of a time to do the next episode
Oh
then?
God,
I mean,
I would say
idea.
I'd say Thursday morning so that we can get all of this out before American film history.
Oh my God, that's actually not
Well,
the worst idea.
Thursdays is my I have 12 hours of class.
Ooh, gotcha.
Oh.
So Mondays and Wednesdays though, I only have that morning class I had today, and then I'm free all day.
Perfect. I only have a class at 2.
Wait, what day? What was
Mondays and Wednesdays.
Yeah, Mondays I have a class at 4, and that's it.
Perfect.
So like yeah, we could easily at like 10 o'clock in the morning
Yeah,
or something
that
come
sounds
down
good.
here every
I
Monday
need-
or something.
I need motivation to wake up.
In any case, thank you, dear listeners, for sticking with us through Oscar talks, anime,